Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm just sharing some super easy 20-minute meals with you, perfect for busy weeknights, or if you're just not really in the mood to cook dinner and want it done super fast, then these recipes are for you. First off, today we are making a super kid-friendly meal. We are making some pizza bagels. I started by preheating my oven to 375 degrees. Over to my baking sheet, I just lined that with some parchment paper. This will just protect your pan from any of the cheese that falls off in the oven. Now I'm just adding all of my bagels, making sure they're all broken half on here, and I'm going to bake those for about 6 minutes in the oven. I'm doing this just to make sure that when I add my pizza sauce that my bagels don't become too soggy. Now just using a spoon, I'm going to just drizzle this pizza sauce over top of each bagel. Just be sure to spread the sauce completely over each one of the bagels. I like to add a little extra seasoning to these. I'm just sprinkling the tops with some garlic powder and just a little bit of red pepper flakes, but if you don't like those, don't add them. Now I have some freshly shredded mozzarella cheese I'm just going to add to the tops of all of these. If you want to, you can just use slices of mozzarella cheese. It's up to you. I like the shredded a little better on these though. After adding on your cheese, next you're going to pull out your pepperoni. I decided to use some turkey pepperoni. I just like that one better, but you can use regular. And you're just going to add 4 to 5 pepperonis to each one of these. You can personalize these further if you want to, adding all your favorite pizza toppings. I'm just leaving them as pepperoni and cheese. These are going into the oven to bake for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to turn broil on for about 2 to 3 minutes just to get my pepperonis crispy on the edges. These pizza bagels take no time at all. You can actually throw these in your freezer if you want to and just pull them out as you need them, microwave them, or air fry them. And then I just served this with a simple side salad today. Up next, we're making some super easy buffalo chicken wraps with some French fries. I started over in a skillet on my stove by adding about 1.5 tablespoons of butter and a small drizzle of olive oil. I like to mix the two. Next, I'm adding in 3 thinly sliced chicken breasts in here. I love to use this Parmesan ranch seasoning. I just pick it up at Walmart. I really like the flavor of it, especially on vegetables. And I'm also adding just a little bit of garlic powder. And I'm going to cook these on both sides until they get this really nice color and are cooked all the way through. When my chicken was done, I just removed it out of my skillet and took it over to my cutting board. And now I'm just going to slice this into nice small pieces. After my chicken is all cut up, I'm actually going to transfer it back over to my skillet. That way I can pick up all that flavor that came off the chicken, the butter and oil. I want it all on the chicken as well. And then we're going to add this buffalo sauce. You can use whatever buffalo sauce you want to. Usually I like to use a different one than this, but this is what I was substituted in my grocery pickup order. Add as much of this as you want in here. I just like to add enough to make sure my chicken is all nicely coated. So about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of buffalo sauce. This meal is insanely quick. You don't have to do a lot of work. On top of my chicken, I just added a little shredded lettuce with some ranch dressing, and then in the oven, I just made some curly fries to go along with this. I had seen this recipe floating around on Facebook and I really wanted to try it out, so today we're making these French tortilla roll-ups. I started by preheating my oven to 400 degrees, and then I'm going to be using these smaller snack size low carb tortillas. Onto each one of my tortillas, I'm going to add 1 slice of provolone cheese. I did kind of tear mine in half, that way it could stretch a little further across. Next, I'm adding a handful of French fried onions and then 2 slices of roast beef lunch meat. You'll just want to roll these up and then you will sit the seam side down on your baking sheet, which I did line with some parchment paper. I did go ahead and make a few of these without the French fried onions just because my husband is not a huge fan of those. But he did try the ones with onions and he actually liked those. Trixie was so interested in what I was making. I think she could smell the lunch meat. But now we're going to go ahead and just spray down all of those with just a little bit of olive oil spray. That way they get a little bit more crispy in the oven. They'll be baking for about 10 to 12 minutes until the edges start to get some color. While those are baking, we're going to make our dipping sauce. I'm adding 1 can of beef consomme, 3/4 of a cup of water, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, all into this one little pan, and I'm just going to stir this and let this cook while my roll-ups are in the oven. Here they are coming out of the oven. As you can see, the ends are just a little bit brown, but not too dark. If you get it too brown, the tortilla will start falling apart into little tiny pieces, and you don't necessarily want that. You just want to make sure the cheese has melted all the way through. And here's how I served mine. I just put them on a plate with a little bowl of the dipping sauce, and then I just served this with some chips. And finally, we are going to be making this stir-fry ramen. I started by getting a nice big pot of water going for my noodles, and then I also have a skillet over here that I'm adding my little steamer on, and I'm going to just steam up my bag of stir-fry vegetables. This is a 12-ounce bag. While I'm waiting on that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my prep. I have 4 green onions, and I'm just separating the white part from the green part of the green onion, and I'm just going to chop both of those up. For this recipe, it makes it a lot easier if you go ahead and measure everything out before you actually get started cooking the sauce. I will have the sauce recipe linked down below for you, and I'll let you know if I did anything different. First off, I'm adding 4 packages of ramen noodles into my boiling water. Those do not take long at all to cook if you've ever made ramen before. And I am so sorry, I accidentally deleted the clip of where I started making this sauce. What I've done so far is added my sesame seed oil in here. I let that warm up for a second, and then I added in my minced garlic and the white part of my green onion. I'm letting this cook in the sesame seed oil for about a minute or 2. Next, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm going to mix this all together before I start adding any of the other ingredients in. Now I'm adding my low sodium soy sauce, my sriracha, brown sugar. Make sure you break up that brown sugar and get everything well combined. I'm just going to let this sauce continue to warm through on a medium heat while I go ahead and drain my noodles. Next, I'm adding in my shrimp. This is already pre-cooked shrimp. They are small, deveined, no tail. I'm going to mix that right in with my sauce. Now we're going to get everything all combined, so I'm bringing my noodles back over. I did drain those, and then we're going to pour the sauce with the shrimp right onto our noodles. Go ahead and get that mixed up really well. If your whole family likes stir fry veggies, then you can go ahead and add your steamed veggies in here as well. If you've been here a while, then you know my husband is very picky. He does not like a bunch of different vegetables, so I'm leaving mine off to the side. He can scoop his out, and then I just decided to add mine into my bowl as I ate it, and it was delicious just like that. This is what my finished plate looked like, all mixed together. After you get everything plated, you'll just take the green part of your green onion and sprinkle that over the top. You'll sprinkle just a little bit of sesame seeds on top, and then your dinner is ready to eat. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I know that last recipe might have been a little bit confusing, so I will have the link for you, and I'll let you know exactly what I did differently down below as well. And I'll see y'all back here on Sunday.